Well, I'll be damned. The S20 is doing director mode. Oh, hey there. Notice anything funny, guys? What's that in the top corner? Yeah, we're filming on the S20. And one of you guys pointed out to me that, hey, if you go into the settings and you scroll down, the S20 actually has dual mode as well. And look at it. I never knew. I bought a new phone for no reason. That's not true. The S23 was, I wanted one. We're still using, I love the S20, and now we will use this dual mode if we end up filming. I'm going to do metal detecting videos with this camera still because, like I said, don't want to take the new phone out and get it all dirty. So I might as well film the rest of this video on this phone so I don't have to switch. I'm just waiting for my daughter. She's at volleyball. Story of my life, right? You guys know. Leafs are playing Boston tonight. Yeah, and I'm missing the first period because I'm sitting here waiting to pick my daughter up. So I'll kill some time with you guys. Funny story. You guys know that I'm big into synchronicities and strange things that the universe just kind of hits you over the head with. Well, tonight I had an hour to kill, so I went to the mall and I was going to buy a turkey. Easter's coming up. Can't get a turkey anywhere. So I went from turkeys to, hey, this is my 20th wedding anniversary. And I thought, I should buy my wife some jewelry because I usually do on the special anniversaries. And I remembered that, probably 18 or 20 years ago, she lost an emerald ring that I bought her. And she always complained for years and years. So I thought, I'm going to get her a nice new emerald ring of some kind. And so I went and I shopped and I'm looking at all the stores. And finally, the last store I was in had a really nice ring. I should just show you guys because she doesn't watch the channel anyway. But anyway, the girl says, well, let me check and see what the 20th wedding anniversary stone is. You guys can probably guess what it is. It's emerald. Yeah, so I had this weird idea out of nowhere. I went from turkeys to emerald rings. And apparently that's the actual 20th anniversary stone. So it was like a sign. I did it. I bought the ring. I should have used dual mode there. Then the emeralds would have looked bigger. Actually, that's 14 karat. Not the emeralds, but the gold. And there's 10 real emeralds. I don't know, call me old-fashioned, but I'm like, you look at the emeralds, because they had a lot of rings there, and the girl said, well, these are manufactured. And I'm like, okay. And you look at them, they don't even look real. They look like the green is the wrong color of green for emerald. It's very clear, like almost like a glass looking. I didn't like the look of the manufactured ones. Call me old-fashioned. I don't know, guys. She got the real ones, and I can actually see some little specks of stuff in those when you zoom in. So they're probably not the best emeralds in the world, but they're real. Let's put it this way. The ring that I bought her 25 years ago was, it probably had 2 stones in it, and got crushed in the door before she lost it. So this is a huge upgrade, okay? I know I did good. I know I did good. I will flip you guys around and show you. That's ground. That's bare ground. I noticed today when I went to the Y and played squash, I was there Tuesday, 2 days ago, and the side hill leading up to the Y was covered in snow. I went today. It wasn't. The snow was almost gone. So Stan and I want to do some curbs, sidewalks out here, and they're not quite clear yet, but soon. I'm going to say within the next 2 weeks. within the next 2 weeks, we are going to be out here doing curbs. And I've already got all the oldest sections of town figured out. Now, we got into a lot of problems with that last year, guys. I didn't film any of it, but there were a lot of arseholes. That's the only way I can put it. That they were just rude, mean. They don't own the strip out in front on this between the street and the sidewalk. They think they do. And they caused a lot of fuss. I was attacked, and so was Stan, by this couple. These lady neighbors who were out gardening. And I laughed about it because Stan and I didn't go together that day, but we both showed up and we both detected the same strip. And we basically got in a yelling match with these two ladies. They were so freaking rude. And I left because you guys know me, right? I was like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to cause a scene here, but I just told them flat out, because I will not take when people make their own rules. I said that is not the law. The law is that you don't own these strips of ground, and we can detect them. And that's what I left it at. And I left. And you guys know Stan, he will not take, that kind of behavior. He takes it personal, and he made it his mission to dig every square inch of those in front of those two ladies' houses. And they didn't like it. And we basically just told them, call the cops. You know what? If this is the problem, you're out here yelling and cursing at us, call the cops. They will tell you the same thing that we're telling you. We're not doing anything wrong. And it's a hobby that you kind of have to do that because people will walk all over you and tell you what you can and can't do. It'd be like me going to the park and telling somebody that they can't walk their dog there or unhook their dog at the dog park off the leash or something stupid like that. That's just how asinine these people are. They make their own rules. You can't metal detect in front of my house. Why? Because they don't want you to, essentially, is what they're saying, right? Now, there were some people that actually had flowers and things planted there. Well, guess what? You're not supposed to plant anything there because the city owns it as well. Those people I did not dig as a matter of respect. You guys know I wouldn't do that, but I did tell them, like, hey, technically, you're not even supposed to have anything planted in here, right? Like, the city can come and mow this, and they will. So you guys know that I like to go out to the country and dig where there's nobody around really to bother us. I don't like digging where there's conflict like this, but I also won't let people dictate, what we can and can't do when by law we are allowed to do that and detect there. So I will hold my own, and I think we'll just, if there's any nonsense, we'll film it this year. You guys might see some nonsense on the channel. I'm pretty good about, making everybody look good. Well, I'm tired of making people. If people are arseholes, I'm going to show the world, here's an arsehole, and we'll start a new series. I don't know what we're going to call it. You guys come up with the name for the new series, okay? Down in the comments, give me a great name for a metal detecting series that we're going to, and that's what we'll call it. Well, actually, what I should do is switch over to the S23, and we should compare the image quality. You guys can tell me, was it worth it to get the new phone? Probably not. This is good enough. It's a talking head, right? Does Gary need a better phone for a talking head video? No. And now that we have dual mode on here, I probably didn't need a new phone at all, right? I know. There's the S23. Actually, the color is way different on here. The white balance is way different. But really, I don't notice... maybe the S20 was actually even a little bit brighter. Now, it also has that washed out kind of look to it. It has always had that. But it's kind of grown on me, right? So, but you guys can also tell me, is the microphone better on this camera? Yeah, we're still in testing mode. I'm not returning the phone. We're keeping the S23 no matter what. But I do have the S20 with no chip in it. Now I'm carrying two phones. This is what's happened. Gary bought a new phone, but he still really liked his old phone. So now he carries two phones. Does that make sense? I'm going to have to show you guys the book I'm reading. It's like how to talk to your teenagers so they listen, or how to listen to your teenagers when they talk. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm seriously reading a book on how to communicate with teenagers. And let me tell you that when they give the examples in the book about what not to say, I say every one of those, things that my parents said to me. I'll give you something to cry about. I'll give you something to worry about. All the things they say, don't say. That's my general response, right? So I guess I got to get serious about actually putting into play what this book, I don't agree with what this book is telling me, right? I'm supposed to say things like, oh, so I see that makes you sad when you have to clean up after the dog. You know, do you want to tell me about it? That's not me. I'm like, get the shovel, do your job. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Is that like a woke state that we just everything is a negotiation with our kids? Back in our day, there was no negotiation. You guys know it. We were told, this is your job, do it. This is your job every week. Don't make me tell you again, or you'll get 3 jobs, you know? Like, whatever it was. Yeah, times were different, man. Times were different. And I don't ever, not that my kids talk back. My kids are very good. But some of my friends, their kids, oh my God. If I had kids that talked back to me like that, yeah, I'm so old school, I guess. Like, when I taught up at the college, you know, you could see these kids, the ones that had this entitlement, right? And I couldn't believe how many of these kids got exemptions for like putting on, you know, when we had to do presentations and things in front of the class, and they had exemptions to get out of this. And I'm trying to tell them, well, look, in the real world, I'm the guy who hires you, right? Because I'm the supervisor, and I'm hiring all the maintenance crews for the summer. And if you have a special clause that you need this, this, and this to be able to function, guess what? We're not going to hire you. And I try to tell them this in a polite but realistic way, to tell them these exemptions that you have are not helping you. They're not going to help you in the real world, because you will be passed over for work. But guess what? You're not allowed to tell the kids that. You're not allowed to be real with them. The college has it so twisted that, you know, oh, we're not allowed to say that. Okay, well, nobody will say it, and they'll just go into the workforce and wonder why they can't get a job. Oh, I was so close. Told you guys, I wasn't joking. That's what I'm reading. Well, one of. It's not working.